The hidden truth about walking after 70. Most people believe that the secret to staying healthy after 70 is simple: just walk more. Walking has always been considered the go-to exercise for older adults. It's easy, it doesn't require equipment, and you can do it almost anywhere. Doctors have recommended it for decades, and countless seniors proudly say, "I walk every day, so I'm staying healthy." But what if I told you that this popular advice may actually be incomplete and even harmful if walking is the only exercise you rely on? Recent research and medical experts are now warning that while walking is beneficial, it's not enough on its own to maintain strength, balance, and independence as you age. In fact, putting too much emphasis on walking without including other forms of exercise could speed up aging instead of slowing it down. Here's the truth: after 70, your body needs more than just steps. It needs strength, stability, flexibility, and protection for your joints. Walking is a great starting point, but if it's your only form of movement, you may be unknowingly increasing your risk of falls, muscle loss, and long-term pain. That's why in this video we're going to uncover the 5 key areas you should focus on instead of just walking. These areas are the real secret to staying active, energized, and independent well into your later years. By the end, you'll know exactly what your body needs to keep you strong and mobile. And trust me, the last one is something almost no one talks about, yet it plays a massive role in your overall health and longevity. Before we dive in, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. If you find value in this video, comment a 1 below. If you disagree or think otherwise, type 0. Your feedback helps me create even better content for you. Alright, let's get started with the first, and perhaps the most important, priority after 70: strength training. Your best defense against aging. Walking keeps your legs moving, but here's the problem: it doesn't build or preserve muscle the way your body desperately needs after 70. As we age, one of the biggest challenges we face is sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. It doesn't just make you weaker, it makes everyday activities harder, increases your risk of falls, and threatens your independence. Think about it: have you ever noticed that carrying groceries feels heavier than it used to, or that standing up from a chair without using your hands takes more effort? That's not just getting older. That's muscle loss happening right before your eyes. The issue with walking is that it mainly works the lower body in a very light, repetitive way. It doesn't challenge your muscles enough to stimulate growth or prevent decline. This is why doctors and physiologists now say that after 70, strength training should be a top priority, because it directly fights muscle loss, improves balance, and keeps you capable of doing the everyday tasks that define independence. A real-life example: take the story of Margaret, age 72. She used to walk every single day, believing she was doing everything right. But slowly she noticed something troubling. Lifting her laundry basket felt harder, and climbing stairs left her more winded than before. She assumed it was just old age. But her doctor explained that the real culprit wasn't age. It was the fact that walking alone doesn't stop muscle decline. With some encouragement, Margaret added simple strength exercises into her routine: resistance band pulls, bodyweight squats, and light dumbbell curls. Within just a few months, she was shocked at how much stronger she felt. Tasks that once felt draining became easy again. She even said, "I feel younger now than I did 2 years ago." What counts as strength training? Now, don't let the phrase strength training scare you. It doesn't mean you need to join a gym or lift heavy barbells. Strength training can be incredibly simple, safe, and senior-friendly. Resistance bands, gentle but effective for arms, legs, and shoulders. Bodyweight movements: chair squats, wall push-ups, or sit-to-stands. Household items, using water bottles or small bags of rice as makeshift weights. Light dumbbells, perfect for arm curls, shoulder raises, or even just holding while standing to add resistance. The key is progressive resistance, gradually challenging your muscles to do just a little more over time. That's what signals your body to hold on to strength rather than lose it. Why strength matters so much. Here's something powerful to remember: muscle mass is directly linked to how long and how well you live. Studies show that seniors who maintain strength live longer, move better, and even have sharper cognitive health. In other words, keeping your muscles strong doesn't just protect your body, it protects your mind too. Here's a quick test you can try right now. Sit in a chair and try standing up without using your hands. Could you do it easily? If yes, that's a great sign your strength is holding up. If not, it's a signal that your body needs more than just walking. It needs strength-focused exercises. The bottom line: if walking is the only form of exercise you do, it's time for a wake-up call. Walking is great for keeping you moving, but it won't stop muscle loss, protect your balance, or keep you independent. That's where strength training comes in. It's the cornerstone of aging well. The best part? It's never too late to start. Whether you're 70, 80, or even 90, your muscles can respond positively to resistance training. The sooner you begin, the more strength, energy, and independence you can reclaim. So, if you've been relying only on walking, it's time to rethink your approach. Muscle is the key to longevity, and strength training is how you keep it. If you're still with me and finding this valuable, type 1 in the comments so I know you're here. In the next part, we're going to cover another critical area most people ignore until it's too late: balance and stability, and why training these could literally save you from a devastating fall. Stay tuned. Why balance training after 70 is a lifesaver. Walking is often celebrated as the ultimate low-impact exercise, But here's the catch: it doesn't automatically improve your balance. That might sound surprising because walking seems like a balancing act in itself. But the truth is, the kind of balance you need to stay safe and independent after 70 requires much more than putting one foot in front of the other. Here's why this matters. After 70, falls become one of the most dangerous threats to your health and independence. In fact, falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults worldwide. They often result in broken hips, fractures, and even long hospital stays that can completely change your lifestyle. And yet, many of these falls don't happen because of weak legs, they happen because of poor balance and stability. The scary part? Most people don't realize their balance is declining until they've already had a close call or a serious fall. That's why training your balance now before something happens can literally save your life. Why walking isn't enough for balance. You might be thinking, I've been walking for decades, so my balance must be fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Balance is not a skill that stays sharp automatically. It slowly declines with age unless you actively work on it. Walking is repetitive and predictable. Your body learns the pattern and doesn't get challenged enough to engage the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, hips, and core. Those are the very muscles that protect you when you trip, slip, or step on uneven ground. Without training, these muscles weaken, your reflexes slow down, and your stability decreases. Suddenly, a simple misstep on the sidewalk can send you tumbling, and recovery from a fall at this age is often long, painful, and sometimes life-changing. A real-life wake-up call. Consider the story of Edward, age 76. He had always been active and thought he was in great shape because he walked every day. But one afternoon, while stepping off a curb, his foot landed awkwardly, and he nearly fell flat on the pavement. He caught himself just in time, but that moment left him shaken. When he shared this with his doctor, he was told something surprising. Walking alone doesn't maintain balance. His doctor introduced him to simple balance-specific exercises like standing on one foot, shifting his weight side to side, and practicing slow, controlled movements. Within weeks, Edward noticed a huge difference. He felt more stable, more confident, and less afraid of moving around. The importance of balance exercises. The good news is, balance training doesn't require a gym or fancy equipment. In fact, some of the most effective exercises can be done right at home. Single leg stands: hold onto a chair for support and try standing on one foot for 10-20 seconds. Heel to toe walk in a straight line, placing the heel of one foot directly in front of the toes of the other. Side to side weight shifts: stand with your feet hip width apart and gently shift your weight from one leg to the other. Chair support squats: practice sitting down and standing up slowly without using your hands. These simple movements activate the small stabilizing muscles and retrain your nervous system to respond quickly when you lose balance. Why balance training is a game changer. Strength protects your muscles, but balance protects your independence. Here's why. Fall prevention. Falls aren't just accidents. They're often the result of declining balance. Regular training reduces your risk dramatically. Better reflexes: when you stumble, your body reacts faster, helping you catch yourself before hitting the ground. Improved coordination: everyday movements like reaching for a shelf or stepping onto a bus become easier and safer. Posture and confidence: good balance reduces hunching, improves posture, and helps you walk taller and more steadily. A simple test you can try. Want to know how your balance is doing right now? Try this test. Stand near a counter or wall for safety. Lift one foot about an inch off the ground. See if you can hold that position for 10 seconds without wobbling or grabbing onto something. If you can do it easily, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it means your balance could use some improvement, and the sooner you start, the better. The hidden benefit of balance. Here's something many people overlook. Balance training doesn't just prevent falls, it also improves confidence. Think about it: when you feel steady on your feet, you're less afraid of moving, exploring, and staying active. On the other hand, once fear sets in after a stumble, many people begin restricting their activities. That reduced activity leads to muscle loss, stiffness, and even more risk of falling. A dangerous cycle. By training balance, you break that cycle. You move with confidence, protect your independence, and maintain a sense of freedom that many people lose in their later years. The bottom line: walking is important, but it won't save you from a fall. Balance training, however, can. The older you get, the more crucial it becomes to strengthen the small stabilizing muscles that keep you steady and upright. The best part is that balance exercises are simple, safe, and can be practiced in just a few minutes a day. So, if walking has been your only form of exercise, it's time to rethink your routine. Add in balance and stability training, and you'll dramatically reduce your risk of falls, improve your posture, and feel more confident with every step you take. If you're still watching and finding this information helpful, type 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. In the next part, we'll talk about something just as critical: flexibility and mobility, and how keeping your joints healthy can make all the difference in how young and pain-free your body feels. Stay tuned. Why flexibility and mobility are the secret weapons after 70. Walking is often praised for keeping your legs moving and your heart pumping, but there's one major area it doesn't cover: flexibility and mobility. And once you cross the age of 70, these two things can make the difference between living with freedom or feeling trapped in your own body. Here's the reality: as you get older, your joints naturally stiffen, your muscles tighten, and your range of motion decreases. Movements that once felt effortless, like bending to tie your shoes, reaching into the backseat of your car, or twisting to grab something off a high shelf start to feel restricted, awkward, or even painful. Many people mistake this for just aging. But what's actually happening is that you're losing flexibility and mobility because you're not challenging your body enough to stay limber. Walking alone doesn't fully stretch your muscles or take your joints through their full range of motion. And when you stop using that range, you lose it. Why flexibility matters more than you think. Flexibility isn't just about being able to touch your toes. It's about how easily and painlessly you can perform everyday movements. Imagine not being able to bend comfortably to pick something up from the floor, or struggling to turn your head while driving, or feeling stiff and so just getting out of bed. These little limitations add up. They don't just affect your comfort, they slowly chip away at your independence. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 70, dedicating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is just as important as staying active. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. A story that illustrates the point. Let's look at Walter, age 78. Walter had been walking daily for years. He thought he was staying on top of his health. But he began to notice that his body was betraying him in small ways. Getting out of bed felt stiff. Reaching down to pick something up from the floor required more bending in his knees than before. And when he tried to stretch his arms overhead, he felt tightness in his shoulders at first. He shrugged it off as aging. But his doctor explained that what Walter was really experiencing was a loss of mobility from not stretching his muscles or using his joints through their full range of motion. So Walter started adding gentle stretching and mobility drills to his routine. Simple things like shoulder rolls, neck rotations, and hip stretches. Within weeks, he noticed a dramatic difference. He moved more freely, had less morning stiffness, and even improved his posture. Easy flexibility and mobility exercises. The best part? You don't need to be an athlete or practice advanced yoga poses to stay flexible. A few minutes of gentle stretching each day can keep your joints healthy and your body pain-free. Here are some easy examples. Neck rotations. Slowly turn your head side to side to maintain neck mobility. Shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders forward and backward to loosen tightness. Knee to chest stretch. While lying down, gently pull one knee toward your chest. Then switch ankle circles. Rotate each ankle to keep your joints fluid and prevent stiffness. Gentle torso twists while sitting. Slowly twist from side to side to maintain spinal flexibility. These small, consistent movements keep your body feeling loose, prevent stiffness, and protect your independence. The benefits go beyond comfort. When you work on flexibility and mobility, you don't just move better, you actually feel younger. Here's why: less pain. Stretching reduces stiffness, making everyday tasks easier. Better circulation. Flexibility exercises increase blood flow, which nourishes your muscles and joints. Improved posture. Mobility keeps your spine aligned and prevents slouching. Lower fall risk. When your joints move smoothly, you're less likely to stumble. More energy. Moving freely without stiffness gives you a surprising boost in vitality. A simple flexibility test. Here's something you can try right now to see where your flexibility stands. Sit or stand upright. Slowly turn your head as far as you can to one side, then the other. Notice how it feels. Is the movement smooth or do you feel tightness? If you feel restricted, that's your body telling you that your flexibility is starting to decline. The good news is that it's never too late to fix it. A little daily stretching can bring back a surprising amount of freedom. Why mobility is more important than ever after 70. Mobility is what allows you to keep living life on your terms. Think of it this way. Walking may help you cover distance, but mobility lets you bend, twist, and reach without pain. And that's what independence is really about. If you can bend down to tie your shoes without groaning, or twist comfortably to look behind you when driving, that's mobility at work. Without it, everyday life becomes harder and harder, and that loss of freedom is something no one wants. The bottom line: if walking has been your main form of exercise, it's time to recognize its limits. Walking doesn't stretch your muscles fully, nor does it keep your joints moving in all the ways they need. That's where flexibility and mobility training come in. Even a few minutes of daily stretching can relieve stiffness, improve posture, reduce pain, and most importantly, keep you independent for years to come. Remember this: losing mobility is not inevitable. With just a little effort each day, you can keep your body feeling younger, looser, and more capable no matter your age. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, type 3 in the comments to let me know you're here. In the next part, we'll talk about something many people completely overlook: core strength and posture, and how protecting your spine can transform your health and stability in your 70s and beyond. Stay tuned. Core, posture, and protecting your joints after 70. We've already talked about strength, balance, and flexibility. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that ties everything together: your core and posture. Most people think the core just means abs. But your core is much more than that. It includes your back, hips, and even the muscles around your pelvis. In other words, your core is your body's foundation. Without it, every movement, whether it's walking, bending, or even standing upright, becomes harder and riskier. And here's the truth. After the age of 70, a strong core and good posture can be the difference between living pain-free or struggling with constant aches, between walking tall or being hunched over, between independence and dependence. Why the core matters after 70. Think of your body like a house. The core is the foundation. If the foundation is weak, the walls and roof start to shift and crack. The same happens to your body. If your core muscles weaken, your back takes extra strain, your posture collapses, and your joints, especially in the knees and hips, pay the price. Many older adults experience back pain, hip stiffness, or even arthritis flare-ups. Often, these issues are made worse by a weak core that can't properly support the spine or distribute body weight evenly. Walking alone does little to strengthen your core. That's why you see many people who walk daily but still struggle with back pain or a hunched posture. Posture, the hidden key to aging well. Posture isn't just about standing tall, it affects how every part of your body functions. Poor posture can compress your lungs, making it harder to breathe deeply. Put extra strain on your neck and shoulders. Add unnecessary pressure on your spine and joints. Even affect your digestion, since slouching compresses your stomach area. Good posture, on the other hand, makes you look more confident, keeps your body aligned, and prevents unnecessary pain. The best part? You can improve posture at any age by strengthening the right muscles. A real-life example: let's take Mary, age 74. She walked 3 miles every morning. She thought she was doing everything right. But over the years, she noticed her back rounding forward, and her doctor warned her that her spine was beginning to curve, a condition called kyphosis, often caused by weak back muscles and poor posture. Mary started adding simple core and posture exercises to her daily routine, things like seated leg lifts, gentle planks against a wall, and back extensions. Slowly, she began standing taller, her breathing improved, and the nagging lower back pain she used to feel almost disappeared. Her daily walks became easier because her body had the strong foundation it was missing. Simple core and posture exercises for seniors. You don't need heavy equipment or a gym to strengthen your core. A few minutes each day can make a world of difference. Try these seated leg lifts. Sit upright in a chair, lift one leg at a time, hold for a few seconds, then switch. Great for lower abs and hip flexors. Wall planks. Stand facing a wall, place your hands against it, and lean forward as if holding a plank. This engages your core without straining your back. Pelvic tilts. Lie on your back, bend your knees, and gently tilt your pelvis up and down. This strengthens your lower back and core. Back extensions. Sit upright, place your hands behind your head, and gently arch backward. Helps improve posture. Marching in place while standing tall. Lift one knee at a time like you're marching. Great for both balance and core strength. These exercises are low impact, safe, and perfect for building the strong foundation your body needs after 70. Protecting your joints. Your core and posture also play a huge role in joint protection. When your posture collapses, the pressure on your knees, hips, and spine increases dramatically. Over time, this leads to wear and tear, pain, and even mobility loss. But when your posture is strong and your core is engaged, your joints share the load evenly, preventing damage. It's like aligning the wheels of a car. When everything is in balance, the ride is smoother and there's less strain on the parts. The bigger picture. By now you can see the pattern. Walking is good, but it's not enough. To truly stay healthy after 70, you need a complete approach: strength to keep your muscles and bones strong, balance to prevent dangerous falls, flexibility and mobility to move freely without stiffness, core strength, and posture to protect your spine and joints. When all these work together, your body doesn't just survive aging, it thrives through it. The payoff? Independence and confidence. At the end of the day, it's not just about exercise. It's about independence. It's about being able to get out of bed without groaning, play with your grandchildren without pain, drive your car comfortably, and enjoy your favorite hobbies well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Think about it. Every small action you take today, every stretch, every balance drill, every posture correction adds up to years of independence and quality of life tomorrow. The final takeaway. If you've relied only on walking up until now, it's time to take the next step. Add strength, balance, flexibility, and core exercises into your routine. It doesn't take hours, it just takes consistency. Remember this: walking keeps you moving. Strength keeps you capable, balance keeps you safe, flexibility keeps you free, core strength keeps you stable. Combine them, and you unlock the secret to not just living longer but living better. So the next time you go for a walk, remember it's just the beginning. Your body deserves more, and so do you. And if you've made it this far, type 4 inches in the comments to let me know you're committed to building a healthier, stronger, and more independent version of yourself. Stay strong, stay mobile, and keep moving forward, because life after 70 can be your best chapter yet.